Hello and welcome to Friday, my friends. I know, right? It's Friday. It's been a week. Yeah, we'll just go. It's been a week. We finished, or we're finishing up our first full week of Mercury in retrograde. Yay! We've done 1 week. Got a couple more weeks to go. It goes into direct on the 15th of May. So we have a couple more weeks of this. Know that on the 15th, it's not like a light switch where we're going to be like off and on. It's going to be a transition. We have to kind of clear that gunk. So bear that in mind as we get into the middle of May. Today, what I want to do is look at that transition into May. Like always, I enjoy giving you guys the tools, the support, and the kind of pre-warning as to what you can expect. So you're able to feel stronger, more able to take on those challenges. So let's transition into, well, actually no, I want my calendar. So next week, it's kind of another really big week of lots of energies. So we're transitioning in a Monday into May, which brings in Beltane, which is the midpoint between this spring equinox and the summer solstice. So we're at a balancing point. It's also known as May Day. Fantastic day to embrace that balance and work on that balancing energy, or work with that balancing energy. Wednesday, we're going to be transitioning into that full flower moon energy. A couple of days before the full moon, we always have that kind of bonus time. We're going to need it, is all I can say. Friday, we have the full flower moon with a lunar eclipse. Okay. The solar eclipse was really hard for people last month, so this lunar eclipse should be interesting. I will be doing a reading on the full flower moon and all that we can expect. Know that this week's reading will encompass it a little bit, but not all of it. And then, of course, there's yet more. Saturday, now this is also dependent on where you are in the world. We have, and I'm going to say this wrong, and I apologize to anybody who can speak Latin. My bad. The Eta Aquarids meteor shower. It's a fairly significant meteor shower. Again, really beautiful to look at, but can be energetically pushy-pulley with people. So depending on how sensitive you are and depending on your week, it can also impact on that. And for all my geeks and nerds, of course, I will not forget, May the 4th be with you. Which is my transition into my decks. Let's get into the right screen here. We do have an action-packed week, of course, but we can't forget the fun. We can't forget those pieces. So this deck I supported on Kickstarter back in 2018. I did not know how they were getting around the copyright. I went to find it. I can't find it anywhere. This is called the sorry, I'm saying this wrong. The Solaris Tarot. That's the box it came in. I did an unboxing back in 2018. The reason why I was questioning it at the time, and because I'm such, a geek, is because it's Star Wars. I'm like, how does Disney, how are they okay with this? Now, it is kind of a fanfic, so I'm not entirely sure. But either way, that's the deck I'm using. I do not know if you can get this deck anymore. It's beautiful. I love, I like the Major Arcana and the Royals. The pips, as you can see, not the grandest cards. How does my dog get on this? Like, he sheds and it's like an explosion of glitter. Okay, and then because we need it so darn bad, I have the Sacred Earth Oracle, kind of giving us a bit of grounding. So let's get into this. Like I said, it's a heck of a week. So let's look at the week of April 30th through the 6th. So the, like I said, there's going to be a lot going on this week. We're going to have to be using our tools. There's going to be a lot of energy push and pull. But knowing that ahead of time, and I always do my weekly readings on Friday because Well, I don't want you to be in the midst of it, scrambling. I'd rather you have a couple of days to be prepared. The first card, the Seven of Cups, really talks about what I said, is that there's going to be a lot of opportunity, but you're going to have to work for it. It's not going to be, and here you go, this is easy. It is going to be a lot of stuff, because we do have so many different energies pulling you in different directions. The Three of Cups, reversed. This talks about the community, the support, that celebration. Many of us are already feeling people are not the funnest. So we're kind of avoiding, which is not a good thing. Avoiding it is not good. We need to be using our strengths and our tools to be overcoming some of this stuff. So the Three of Cups. Please don't avoid. I know we want to, and sometimes it is just shaking our head and going, oh, Mercury retrograde. This is the Chariot reversed. There are many, many opportunities. We can slow this down and cause ourselves more challenge, especially when we have things like the solar or the lunar eclipse. Eclipses are like the universe having a bit of a tantrum and slamming doors. We've got like these mini tower experiences because the energies are very sharp. Again, the same can happen depending on how like a meteor shower impacts you and where you are in the world. Some places have a better front row seat. They have more energetical like shower, if you will, than others. But no, it is a possibility. I knew when I was picking my deck, I knew this week, I already knew I must bring out my Star Wars deck. This is the only time I really bring it out, because I'm not thrilled with these cards. And then when I was like, okay, what should I pair it with? And it was just like, and no brainer. We need this stability. Grounding ourselves will help. These cups talk about the energy, the emotion, the intuition. Let's be honest. It's not the intuition that's going to be overwhelming. It's the emotion. That emotional, well, tidal wave, if you will. All right, let's move this deck and get some room on the little space. Lots of cards. Yeah. Let's see what will support my friends to embracing and moving that chariot. Getting the most out of this week. Oops, knocking the chariot there. Know that it's nothing that we can't handle though, guys. There's going to be a lot of fear, and it feels more like we're just putting putting more barriers up to what could possibly, like the opportunities, the possibilities, because we're just like, it's just too much. I'm tapping out. And we can't tap out. We just have to kind of dump and embrace. That's upside down. Fragments. And I think it came in upside down because there is so many pieces. It talks about the fragments that we're dealing with the fear around the Seven of Cups. It talks about the emotional baggage that we're already feeling, that heaviness from all that we're already dealing with. Then on top of it, we've got energy push and pull. We need stability to take hold of some of these pieces and start to connect the dots. I would do a lot of reflection, intentional reflection, and don't try and overboard it. Give yourself like 5 minutes. See what information you can get, because we do have very intuitive cards here. We have a lot of opportunities this week. So take a few minutes. Even if and depending on who you are and how you function, some people it's at the end of the day, some people it's at the beginning of the day, where you feel the most calm, the most able to tap in and just do some automatic writing. Just get the fragment pieces down. It's needed now and in the future. This one's upside down as well. Formulation. Be aware that the plans that you intend, those really important plans, may not come out as you had thought. And that's okay. Sometimes how we want to direct things isn't how it needs to be. Letting go of those preconceived is going to be really important, because the plan will come out. It's just, we don't see the full picture yet. And we won't. Like, it's not like it's going to be like, oh, you know, oh, I'll know in 5 minutes. No. Hindsight's 20/20. We're too low to get high enough to see that big picture. So no, that things might not go as you had intended. Stabilize and ground. We need that with these cards. Balance self. The Chariot usually has a white and a black Sphinx sitting in front of him. That balance, because he's a very balanced and control card. He's not in control here. We're not balanced. We're not grounded. We need to look at what's going on and then use our tools to bring in the grounded, the stability, the fire and passion. These guys don't have passion. He's got willpower and drive up the woohoo, but we don't have that fulfillment. And that disconnection is very seen here. So we want to make sure that we look at what we have and what we don't have, because that don't have can be even more powerful than what we do have. All right, let's get into this a little bit more. What will support my friends in really embracing this week? Giving them the tools that they need to go forward. Okay. I do enjoy this deck. It's sad that I when I tried to find a link to it, I couldn't. So, pretty sure Disney did come down on them. The 9 of Cups. Again, another cup, guys. We're not acknowledging what's going right. We're too caught up. We'd rather be in reversal and afraid than actually taking that deep breath and acknowledging. Because this isn't the easy stuff to see. This is the stuff that is harder to see. The emotional, the intuitional, that non, if you will, tangible. We can't see it with our eyes. We actually have to think about it. We need to use that third eye thinking center, use our intuition, use that higher sense, if you will. So we're not acknowledging all that is going right, because if we were, we would start to be able to turn some of this stuff. We wouldn't be so set in our ways. The Moon in reversal. Oh, I knew this was going to be one of those things where we're going to be really challenged because of all that's being thrown at us. So the Moon, it is physically talking about the full moon. So that be aware that is going to be impacting you. And we'll look at the messages more of the full flower moon next week. But know that that's going to be there and impacting you. So take that deep breath. Again, we have days ahead. I always do my reading for the full moon is going to be Wednesday. So we have some time to play with that energy. And that's the piece, guys. We want to play with the energy a bit. This is a lot of heavy emotion. We're not getting into the play. We've got that kind of fear, that uncertainty that comes with the 7 of Cups, and it's upright. So that fear is very much, hello, in your face. We have the Moon that has its own fear, its own uncertainty. It is in reversal. We acknowledge that fear. We know it. We're like, yeah. Don't let that add to the Moon, or to the Chariot, that stagnation, that stuck. Taking that time for a little bit of fun and play. because this week is going to be heavy. Additionally, if we can get into, with that fun, some creativity, we do have a lot of cups here. We also have the moon. Very intuitive energies within this reading so far. Turn over the other cards. It is in the upright, the Lovers. That balance is going to be very important. The Chariot has the white and black Sphinx. The moon has the wolf and the dog. Very much talking about balance. The Lovers, of course, the masculine and the feminine. So making sure that we're balanced within ourselves, bringing in a balanced calm around us. But also don't forget those important loved ones. They're going to be impacted by this as well, whether they can identify it or not. We need to be taking that into mind and taking that deep breath, because again, they're going to be impacted by it. Supporting them by creating that stability and calm within ourselves. High Priestess, reversed. A lot of reversals, a lot of resistance, a lot of fear. We're feeling the weight. We don't feel intuitive. We feel like we're like just kind of getting by. We just exist right now. And it's in that just existence that we are missing major points. We have, out of 7 cards, 4 major arcana. And interestingly enough, they build a triangle here. In tarot, it's not just about the cards, it's also about that placement. We need that stability. Right away, it triggers the hierarchy of needs. We need that physical, the emotional, then the spiritual. So we need that physical stability. We need that emotional control to start to look at that intuitional piece. And that's why I think the intuitional cards primarily are upside down. The High Priestess, the Moon, the 2 out of the 3 cups. We need to start to build that triangle up so we can start to get into some of the aha, because there are many, many opportunities, many possibilities for movement if we get out of our way, if we decide that that's what we want to do. Then again, it's got to be that choice. We're going to have to plan it in and know there is going to be a lot of uncertainty and a lot of unknowns coming in, especially as we have a lot of energies that we can't predict. And sometimes it is about letting those energies do what they need to do, start to pick up the pieces and use our creativity to recreate a plan, recreate that outcome that we may not have thought that that's what we needed. So do take the time, make sure you are grounded, work on that stability, work on some reflection, and when in doubt, start to look into that creativity. High Priestess always connects in to not only the Divine Feminine, so the full moon will be connected in here. She usually has a crescent moon at her feet. She is one of the most intuitive cards in the deck. She holds the Scroll of Torah, which is the Scroll of Wisdom. We're looking at that intuition, that knowledge. She too is a gatekeeper. She's got the pillars that are black and white, so again, the balance, right? And behind her there's a piece of cloth with pomegranates, which talks about fertility. And then behind that is water and this very fertile land. Well, we have a lot of opportunity to step forward. The Lovers, again, it's a pillar card. It's got those 2 trees with the 2 naked people. The Moon is a pillar card. It's got the towers with the 2 dogs, or the dog and the wolf. So we do have that opportunity to really change the chapter if, big if, we put the work into it. So that is my group reading for the first week, well, the step into May, basically, because it's not a full week of May, because, well, May starts on the 1st. And guys, May Day or Beltane will be a fantastic opportunity to support you with that balance, because it is a balancing point, with a natural balancing point in between spring equinox and the summer solstice. So fantastic day to try and do some balancing stuff for us. And remember, a little goes a long way with that. I will be posting my healing on Tuesday as well. And it's a really cool one. It's with your guardian angel, so stay tuned for that one. It was awesome to do. And it's going to be there to help through the week ahead and its ongoing glory. But just remember 2 things. 1, remember to breathe, because when we breathe, we can use our thinking center. 2, remember to ground yourself, because during a time of energetical instability, the best thing we can do is ground ourselves and breathe, so we are thinking rather than reacting. Take care of your guys, or take care of yourselves. Words are so hard. Take care of yourselves and know that you've got the supports. You've got this. And I will see you soon. Until tomorrow, my friends.